So I mentioned that I specifically chose you for the VIP days because when we talked about that, I'd had a recent experience with trying to do a logo for my consulting business, and the back and forth and the working with that designer was just less than ideal. And I'd had similar experiences in the past. And so just that final day of, presenting and then going back and forth, and then by the end of the day, we really had the whole package was really amazing. And in fact, I've had I had conversation with someone the next day or later that week who's going through a rebrand, and they said, "Oh yeah, it's taken months," because they just weren't aligned. So the problem that we wanted to solve when we came to you was we're launching a brand new property management brokerage. And part of the vision for that is to sort of get out of the way and provide amazing tools for property managers to join the brokerage. And my role, and I guess our roles, are really to provide support and provide things like consistent branding and a consistent experience for clients by providing something cohesive and that tells a story.
Yeah, I think I'll add to that we were really looking for an expert to help guide us in the journey, to help us articulate what are the important things that we've us up, but now need to get out, need to build around a plan, need to build around a positioning, build around a look. And I think us realizing what talents and skills we have, and that it's best to bring in an expert to help complement or supplement, complement, maybe both, the journey so that we can move faster. And I think I learned that also in my own consulting work, was that sometimes you need to bring in the right person to move this along. And so that our role is really about solving the problem, is getting the problem solved, not just doing the problem solving. And so you participated and helped us get the problem solved, or do the problem solving rather. Yeah. So, when we think about what we sought out to achieve in terms of a scope and outcomes, I think we were able to successfully do a handful of things. I think it begins, one, with helping us conceive, what is our brand? What does that look? What does that feel? What is the root behind it, right? What is the thinking behind it, the why? And I really think about the feeling behind it, right? And then translating that into actual material, be it logo, collateral, website content, and really helping us not only design that, but also articulate our vision, and really tighten up our positioning around who are we talking to, what do they want to hear, and how do they want to hear it?
Yeah, well, I thought we had articulated it fairly well before we talked to you. And then going through those exercises and then seeing what you produced. And I do like to think of myself as a pretty good writer. And I know Al-Karim is a great communicator as well. But just you were able to take all of our discussions and all that workshopping and produce like fantastic social media, a logo that really, I think, speaks to both of us and to everyone we've shown it to. A website design that really sets us apart, and just a brand guide that we can then offer to people joining the brokerage as here are the rules, right? Here's the things that you can use, and to supplement the work that we're doing as part of our marketing efforts. But as we expand that network of property managers, we're able to amplify that voice and that message, and just have a consistent communication, which I think is great. Yeah, I think what surprised or I enjoyed the most about working with you, Angela, was a couple of things. One, the exercises and the workshops. It was a lot of hours, and it was challenging, and it was really good to get us thinking about on a much deeper level than we had to date about what we were doing. And then seeing those stylescapes for the first time was so exciting. As essentially a startup, it's been, I think it's been about a year, hey, Al-Karim, since we started talking about this.
Yep.
And so going from this like everything's an idea and kind of pie in the sky, and then seeing those stylescapes for the first time and going, okay, like this is getting real.
Yeah.
Even though it's just digital and it's just, we pick colors and we pick a look and give you a direction to go with, but it starts to feel real. And then coupled with that final VIP day where you present, and then we have this great discussion about the logo and some of the different messaging and really just small tweaks, but to pack that all into one day, really at the end of that day, it was like really exciting to see this vision and this thing we've been talking about for almost a year at that point coming together.
Yeah, and I'll add to that. I think when you think about the journey, there are a lot of work, a lot of steps, and Jarrett, I agree with you. I think some of those steps feel daunting because they're hard. They're very cerebral. You have to really think about, on a spectrum, where do we, are we over here? Or are we to the right or the left? And I think that was the culmination of that work was really in the VIP day. But one of the things I liked about that was that it all happened in one motion, right? You were able to go on the journey. It was a reminder, hey, this is what we've achieved so far. Here's a preview of what we've done. And granted, we got a mini preview with the stylescapes in advance. I'll say that 5 times over. And we then were able to then visualize that, see what it looks like all brought together, and then interact with it. And I think the VIP day gives you the ability to interact with it so that you can refine the ideas, talk about them, test them, in a very deep way. Because sometimes when you break it up over a series of days, you lose that continuity, you lose the flow and that momentum. But I felt that we really had that together as a group, together in that VIP day. So thank you for putting that together, and thank you for conceiving that whole idea.
And the lunch was nice too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All those little touches along the way really make a difference. It's thoughtful. It shows how invested you are in what we're trying to do. And you know this as well as a business owner, that the beginning is very hard, right? The whole journey is very hard, let me tell you, right? But the beginning is very hard because you have to get momentum. And I think you really helped us do that as well. Absolutely. Absolutely. All those little touches along the way really.
The brand messaging has really helped with even things like it's made writing contracts easier, right? And because I'm then able to say for myself, but also frankly ChatGPT, to say this is the tone we're going for, the voice we're going for. And so as I'm fleshing out some of the website content, and as I'm fleshing out contracts for clients and for property managers, those things have been on my to-do list for months. I could have done that 6 months ago, but it's easier when I have that, sort of North Star to go back to.